What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances?
Hello, so this is How to Sing Chances by Backstreet Boys. I decided to be bold. This is how I think it goes so far. Something that kind of hurts is the fact that there is a good quality studio a cappella floating around on the internet somewhere. You can find a snippet of it on YouTube, but it tells you that you have to like sign up for a membership and like pay to like hear the rest of the song. So unfortunately, the part that I'm really trying to focus on isn't a part of the clip. So I'm like, oh, so close. But I'm not gonna sign up for this membership to like this thing and like give them a credit card number and everything like that. So this is how I think the arrangement goes. This is basically what I can hear, and I think I have a decent amount of confidence in this. I'm gonna say a decent amount, but I'm not 100% sure. But this is how I think it goes by this far. My reference, I used this remix. So one of the remixes that Backstreet Boys, there was a period where Backstreet Boys were releasing a bunch of remixes in a row, and one of them, the backing vocals really stood out. And I did the old headphone trick. Of course, the old headphone trick. You pull your headphones a little less than halfway, and you can turn the instrumental inside out, and the backing vocals comes to the surface. And so I used that as a reference, and I feel like it was decent reference. But of course, nothing's gonna beat a studio a cappella. So we'll see if that ever surfaces on YouTube or somewhere. Hopefully, I can get my hands on it at some time. But I'm gonna be bold and say this is how I believe it goes this far. We'll see what happens, but there's some things going on here. My opinions have changed over this song as I kept listening to it and trying to pick it out. There are some areas that are pretty interesting that we're going to discuss, but without further ado, we're going to take you on. We're going to start you off with the lead. So the lead stays consistent, and it kind of makes for like the structure of things. So anyway, we're gonna start you off with the lead, and it goes like this.
What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances?
Okay, so next I'm gonna play you kind of like an underlay melody. This is one of those circumstances where it kind of meets up with the lead, kind of goes into a harmony kind of thing. This is something that we've seen before. So have a listen to this.
Chances, dancing 2 in a million, once in a life. I could have found you, around you, 2 in a million, once in a life.
So the fact that it goes once in a life and not once in a life like the lead does actually kind of creates a harmony, and ultimately will create a perfect 4-part in their arrangement. So it's kind of interesting how that note differs from the lead, and this is something that I'm a little bit proud of. I was listening in and I'm like, man, not to sound arrogant, but I was like, I am a ninja at this, because that's something that could be easily missed. And I did at first. I'm like, wait a second, and I heard it, like in a moment. I'm like, wait a second. I kept focusing in on it, and it's it goes like that. So I think that's pretty cool. It's just a very short but interesting detail, and I think it's pretty cool. It makes the arrangement more interesting. So we're gonna play that with the lead now. So have a listen to that.
What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances?
Okay, so next we're going to move up to a higher harmony. Now, this next harmony is going to be kind of interesting for me to introduce because there are parts that this harmony does that actually creates a perfect 4-part in other areas of the chorus. So check it out.
Chances, we ended up dancing, 2 in a million, once in a life. I could have found you, around you, 2 in a million, once in a life.
Yeah, so the chances makes a perfect 4-part, although that part there, the beginning of that, in the second chorus where the harmonies are first introduced to the song, I don't believe that it's there at the first chances. What are the chances? The chances. I don't think it's there in the first part. But it's very present. It's very, very present in the last chorus. And yeah, so let's play that with the melody together, or that with the lead together, and see how they harmonize together.
What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances?
Okay, so something I want to point out is that it's not 2 in a million. It's 2 in a million, not 2 in a million. I made that mistake early on, and I discovered that's not how it goes. But naturally, that's how you would think it would go. But they decided to make it 2 in a million instead of 2 in a million. So yeah. So we're gonna move on to a lower harmony now. This was the first harmony that I could pick out. It's like the easiest thing to hear in the song. So back when I said this song was only a 2-part harmony, of course I'm very wrong about that. But back when I said that there was a 2-part harmony, this was the harmony I was talking about because it was like the most evident thing. This is like the harmony you can actually hear in the actual song. So have a listen to this next part.
Chances, we ended up dancing, 2 in a million, once in a life. I could have found you, my arms around you, 2 in a million, once in a life.
In my opinion, I believe this vocal is actually AJ. I actually think the highest harmony is Howie. Then the underlay melody / harmony thing I was telling you about, I believe, is Brian. Now, something that I take issue with is I can already see in live performances they're not performing the song like how they did in the studio. This is something that I've been critical about with Backstreet Boys for a long time. But it's not just Backstreet Boys that fall into this. There's a lot of groups that this happens to. But this does happen a lot with Backstreet Boys where they don't perform the song like how they performed it in the studio. If I was in a vocal group, I actually think I would make a very strong effort to memorize the arrangements for performances. But that's just me, especially coming from a guy who would probably aim to have all of these really funky arrangements. But anyway, when they perform live, I can already tell that Kevin sings this part, leaving AJ probably singing like a melody or something. So I'm like, oh. So that, unless AJ, I'll look again, but unless AJ's like doing Brian's part, which I don't think he is, or doing Kevin's part instead, which I don't think he is, there is a lack of vocals in their performances, because there's an even lower vocal than this, and it's quite evident to me, and that means the backing track is doing that job, and there's a pretty evident backing track slid into performances. I don't think it's necessarily present live, like actually if you're like in the crowd right there, but it's slid into the videos. Like they slide it into the background of the videos. So you'll be able to hear that vocal, even though maybe nobody's doing it. But anyway, we're gonna play this vocal with the melody now.
What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances?
Okay, so this final vocal was giving me the most trouble in this song because it kind of sounds like there's vocals that kind of disappear. Um, but you know, there's very much a likelihood of that being the case. So this following vocal has it kind of disappears in certain areas, as you will see. Um, but this is what I made out of it. So, but the thing is, the parts that I could hear, I could hear. And the parts that I couldn't hear, it was like, man, I just don't believe it's there. Once again, I really hope I get my hands on that acapella. Then I could make a fix-up version of this video, unless I got it correct the first time, which would be really, really cool. So we'll see. We'll see. But this is how I think this part goes this far.
Dancing, 2 in a million, once in a life. My arms around you, 2 in a million, once in a life.
Okay, so this is what my brother and I like to nickname a low high. Basically, these vocals would match the high harmony, the highest harmony, in the parts where it's present, and it matches it in like a lower octave. So, I'm glad that they have this part here, making use of the sounds and stuff, getting some of that lower end stuff going on here. I originally thought there was this created a perfect 4 part, but I further investigated, and I think I was wrong the first time. I think it just matches up with the highest harmony. So this is what I made of it this far. So we're gonna play this with the lead now.
What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances?
Okay, so I just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you to go find this remix and go to the second chorus and do the headphone trick. So you get to hear the full experience of what the harmonies are actually like in the song, and you can clearly hear what the harmonies are doing. And anyways, you guys can let me know what you think, if I'm accurate or not. But that's what I make of it. So that's pretty much it for this song. As far as this arrangement, like I said, I found that there was perfect 4 parts in it. In my test video, for whatever reason, I felt as though there was even more, but I changed my mind on that. So there's a little bit less intricacies going on, but there still is some. And there was actually that underlay melody thing. Like I said, I missed it before. So when I did the test video, I totally was oblivious to that. So in some sense, there was a little bit more, or kind of, actually, I guess it kind of makes up for the loss of of me changing my mind about the lower harmony there. So yeah, there's perfect 4 parts in this arrangement, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, so I think this arrangement is decently cool. I had fun trying to pick it out. I had a frustrating time picking it out because I don't have all of the best reference. But I think the remix that I was telling you about was a decent reference, although I wish I had better reference. Again, it's such a tough deal knowing that there was an actual solid, good quality acapella floating around on the internet. Like I said, there's a snippet on YouTube, but it doesn't include the part that I'm looking at. So that really sucks. So hopefully I can get my hands on that sometime. Maybe it will surface somewhere, and I won't have to like give a credit card number or anything like that, or sign up to something that I don't really care too much about. But thanks for watching. I know there's a lot of Backstreet Boys fans here. I'm a big Backstreet Boys fan. Just so you know, my video of me reacting to the album and my thoughts on the album is coming out soon. It's taking forever to not upload, render. It's taking forever to render, and not only that, I was having a lot of technical difficulties. I was filming it on my mom's laptop using the webcam, but for whatever reason, it's like the video kept like speeding up, and then the vocals got like severely out of sync. So it doesn't make for like a nice video, which kind of made me sad because I want it to be authentic, because that was my literal that was my reaction, like my legit reaction first hearing it. So I'm not gonna like refilm it and like pretend, right? So unfortunately, there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff that's out of sync. But I decided to just like whatever, like I'll upload it anyway. I think the comment portion is more important anyway than the reaction. The reaction's just kind of fun, you know. But after the reactions, I did make like comments track by track on what I thought and what I thought of the album overall. So hopefully that's interesting. Sometimes I think I could have added more input, but that's what I came up with for the time. So, but if you guys enjoy the reaction, even though it's like way out of sync, maybe you'll enjoy the audio of me like kind of talking about it, or sometimes you'll see me or hear me laugh or like sing along, or sometimes you'll see me crack a smile even though it's like completely out of sync. Anyway, so that's coming out soon. It sucks because I love this song, but the harmonies are way too freaking quiet. Too quiet. So like the actual track is like no use to me. Almost basically no use to me. Even the old headphone trick, it's mixed so low, you can barely hear anything. So that really sucks. But anyway, yeah. So sing in harmony, live in harmony, all that. Till next video, whichever video that may be. It might be a song off of the new album, but I really have to see. I've got other songs that I've already figured out before any of that stuff, but yeah, we'll see. We will see how I feel. Anyways, next time, guys.
What are the chances that we ended up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. What are the chances